Alright, good morning everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to OMLN4 Lineup Tournament Season 4. It's gonna be another match, another block of matches as we are on an early morning, and this is now going to be a block with many matches happening in the same time. And we'll be broadcasting Znow versus imyeeyee, and you definitely have heard of both of these players. Znow, usually our commentator commentator booth has commentated a lot throughout his journey, and very strong player from the United States, especially really strong at some of the more density oriented stuff. And imyeeyee, only a very high skill cap player, very good at basically FCing every map. Maybe not the best at some of the accuracy and ratio type of players, but when the map push gets harder, he's definitely stronger. And we already see the bans and pick them out, so I'll be going through them. And of course, the most irregular map is gone once again. CO1 has been the ban hammer for almost every single map, every single match. Every single match I commentate, this map is instantly gone for anyone's case, and no one wants to touch them. And CO2 being banned out from imyeeyee, also not really a guy that is known for playing some of these weirder maps, but he knows how to FC, and protection from imyeeyee, protecting Wildcard 2, and Density 1 protect from Znow, and the Wildcard first pick instantly, which is going to be the Thrums map, Wildcard 1, and this is the technically French national map, and the awkward map. A bit awkward map. It's not exactly awkward compared to, I would say, what we mentioned, that like Coordination 1, Coordination 2. This is a short LN and roll patterning map. We got some back and forth shields, transition between rolls and shields. It is quite dense compared to every other pick, which is why it's still in the wildcard slot and not in coordinations or density map. But now you'll be seeing accuracies battle, and of course, like I mentioned, Znow will be winning the accuracy battle. imyeeyee, not really known as an accuracy player, and he is so far losing quite a bit in the accuracy battle. And yeah, apparently imyeeyee is also rolling protect and ban, so not exactly the most planned out in terms of picks and bans. We'll see how it does though, and see does it work for them. So far, Znow is still winning by the accuracy battle by quite a bit, 6,000 points in the lead, and I think he's possibly going to be securing the W because it's going to be more than one miss now. We're going to be heading into the highest BPM sessions where the map is going to get denser and denser and higher BPM, and here it comes. This is the hard part. We do see imyeeyee dropping a 200, and it's going to hurt his score by a bit, but we ain't gonna see any misses from here, and that means Znow will be achieving his first point on opponent's pick and secure a very strong start. 2 200s, 1 100 from him, but a really good ratio, a really decent ratio in general. It's going to be securing his first point. It's going to be his own pick too, and he's probably going to go for the density slot. Mind you, imyeeyee possibly maybe side reading, knowing that he has been rolling picks and bans. Yep, he's going straight for his protection pick here, not even wasting his time picking a Density 1 Full Metal Alchemist as his own pick, and this will be the stamina slot, and we'll be staying here for 3 minutes, and like he mentioned, this is his first play. It will be a side read from them, but thankfully it's one of the more side readable maps in the pool. That's a bit of a broken jump stream, but imyeeyee can play Mania World Cup Grand Final stuff. I think there's no problem for them for side reading. Maybe not the best in terms of accuracy, he might lose a bit of the accuracy battle, so he needs Znow to definitely drop a lot more combo than just flat out FC the map. And Knowing that this is the tournament life for both of these players, as we are now in the lower brackets, both of these players has already lost a match. Unfortunately, so this will be the last time if they lose the match. Right. So far it's really close, so like I mentioned, imyeeyee is doing a lot better as being a bit more side readable map, but there goes a 200 being dropped from him here, and now Znow with the ones in the lead once again by a 1,000-point margin. The density is gonna only get higher and higher, and the map is quite consistent honestly throughout the entire way, so not really exactly some of the diff spikes map that we saw on some other slot, which is density 3 and yep, on to almost halfway point. We can see the map kind of stays in the same way. %50 past the map, and we are 50% of the points. Halfway through, 4,000 points difference between the two, and like usual, Znow we were winning the accuracy battle, and not much has happened since then. But yeah, here it comes, a never-ending session very soon, and we'll be staying here for at least 1,000 combo in this dangerous part. It's kinda autopilotable, but you need to be careful of your stamina, because it's easy to just drops left and right if your stamina runs out. But again, like I mentioned, these two players has been playing a lot high SR maps, so these are probably just nothing for them, and they're holding on 99.6 versus 99.36. Znow it's in the lead, 6,000 points, has been winning up an accuracy lead. We got a bit of a break here, and we are back to action instantly. A bit more autopilotable part again. The patterns are very comfy after all. You can see it's just the double rolling pattern. It's going left and right. Yeah, we are already at the end of the map, and Znow it's gonna be achieving his second point because he is not going to miss here. Final part of the map. Very good score. Probably a bit off the margin. It's gonna get the second point. I mean, with the Sirate FC, but you know, Sirate FC is not enough to get the point.
Or was my destiny to serve as the progenitor of a subservient race? I do not know. I did not ask to be born.
And he's gonna be rolling again. And some of the broken jump stream on the last map, it's quite rough to play. That's why just going left and right. Some players may even think some full up jump stream may be easier. See what imyeeyee picks though. Probably rolling, because I think he is side reading probably more than half of the pool. He might know some of the maps, some of the more popular maps, such as Technical One. Technical One being a very popular map, and I think a lot of players have heard of this map before. But we got a lot of custom maps left on our board as well, and I think he might be just siding all of them. Of course, the custom sort as well, Density 3, still around. And if imyeeyee has not played Mania since then, since the pool has released, and he might not be prepared on some of those side readable pit on all the maps, all of the custom maps. Side readable though, again on Density 3, definitely. Maybe the BPM change will caught me off guard, but I would say that's probably the only thing, and maybe some shield transitions. But knowing that he's a very strong player after all, it's probably fine in that regard. Technical One is still maybe the only pick that knows. He's waiting for his pick. He is not. He probably got benchoed. Alright, if we run out of timer, we're probably gonna be rolling either way. Okay, he's alive. Yep, he's gonna be rolling still. Alright, rolling up maps that just get banned. I wonder why he doesn't shot lower the amount of he just roll. But we're gonna be seeing Snoop Dogg as well as extremely popular throughout the entire tournament. Yeah, and Snoop Dogg. It is a freeform and a very dumb but heavy map. A lot of improvisations for the entire map. Loads of inverse stairs, type of like patterns, spare patterns as well. It's actually very dense on patterning. It's like very raw in terms of raw density. Probably the highest in terms of density outside of the density picks alone. So, but this is not exactly a side readable map because of some of the weirder sessions, especially the release. imyeeyee again, knowing a player that can play basically really difficult stuff, probably no problem for him just yet. And anyway, in the same time, we do have our other match that is currently happening right now. Meanwhile, we're getting into the meat of the map, which is going to be the other Korean poker versus Naito Male, and poker right now is 3-0 in the lead, so showing off that he's an extremely strong lineup player, very high accuracy player. When it comes to some of these like easier pools, he's definitely the one on charge and why he is in the World Cup team. Anyway, back into our match though. The Korean player imyeeyee is actually showing stronger on this pick, doing quite well so far. We haven't went to exactly the weirdest part of the map and he is still destroying this map. And Znow has been getting average 99.69 to average 99.7, and he's still keeping around this high accuracy, but imyeeyee is a lot better than expected. And here comes a weird session. This is the dumb session part where there's a lot of rolling type of sliders, lower notes. And imyeeyee just holds on, but he cannot drop any more accuracy in this part, still holding a 99.76. We're gonna be getting a bit into the inverse session. He does show a bit of accuracy, but so does Znow, and Znow is dropping more in that regard, and that might be the first one for imyeeyee on his own peg. You can call it his own peg, but it's kind of rolled at this point. But he finally picks something that he's really strong on, and achieving a 990, the first 990 we saw in this batch. 200 on his side of things, and he is going to be securing his own point. And yeah, of course, Znow going to be instantly on his own pick and go for density 2, probably knowing what his pick's going to be. Probably density 3 after this, knowing being a high density player is going to be going for all sort of these slots. And this is the short Lonux map, questionable quote-unquote autopilot, lots of rise trues spams, and there are also a lot of like chocobo rise patterns, and mostly about stamina handling again. Kind of similar to density 1 in that we got about stamina handling, but there's a lot more broken jump stream in density 1. And this is more about similar to the qualifiers in stage stage 3 of the qualifiers. If you can do well on the qualifier stage 3, you can do well on this pick, because this is kind of similar in that regard. Yeah, for now, imyeeyee was a little bit ahead, but it turns to gonna be Znow. I do believe that it should be 200 points in favor of Znow, dropping down to 140 now. So still, anyone's game is still really close because of our clients being not exactly too sync. And there goes a break from Znow, and imyeeyee is gonna be taking the advantage by far. 2,000 points this miss from Znow probably never happens in his practice time at all, and this is gonna be a very good start for imyeeyee. Big misses as well from Znow, dropping down to 99.43, and imyeeyee is the type of guy that never misses. He's extremely consistent. You see it OMLN4 World Cup, and he's probably the player that FC most of the maps in the Grand Final Mania World Cup, and he's probably gonna be doing the same here, holding on to this part. Another break here from Znow, another second time. Looks like a lot of people are supporting Znows in the chat here. Unfortunately, this just happens on his own pick too. Now they need a break from imyeeyee, and not just once. They need this FC beast to miss tries. Going up against imyeeyee may actually go for some of the more weirder picks, because one, he's side reading. Two, he is not really known for holding up good accuracy, good ratio on some of the more less side readable stuff, like weirder stuff. But when it comes to like side readable stuff, look at him go. He's just destroying this pick. Of course, not as strong as the last map, Wildcard 3, but still holding on a really good accuracy, 99.69. We probably not gonna be seeing 999 score. Yeah, we've only been to see 989. Very good score still. Almost dropping a break there. Did half 100. But yeah, 2 misses from Znow and really hurt his score on that regard here. Very good ratio as well from imyeeyee, better than most of his picks so far. And with that, we are back to even pace, 2-2. And on the other side, we do have Poker continuing to absolutely demolish the pool. Still FCing, basically assessing most of the maps, and probably going to be assessing coordination too. Meanwhile, imyeeyee has finally rolled the pick, and rolled the pick I really want to see. Technical free. And this map is just about graces. It's grace area, grace structure, 112 grace. Many of those type of Alonso patterning, and it's just extremely hard to act, as some of these grace patterning is very difficult for player to handle, and some players may even just sacrifice some of the long releases and play as a rise technical map, and we will see someone who is like low-ish act can do something like that. Players who are just not as good as the coordination aspect and can just do something like that. And this map is also slightly a bit physical demanding, as the density of the map is also quite high compared to most of the technical pick we saw. Of course, not as high as I would say some of the maps are just like your usual density slots. Yep. On to a bit early south of the map though. Once again, GG is in the lead for quite a while. Seems like this player has been warming up some of the harder stuff, and as this beast has woken up, it will be a very scary player if he can play high skill cap stuff and he can survive the early rounds. This player is just gonna be another, possibly even top 6able if he just focus up. And he is definitely focused up right now. 2,000 points in the lead. This is a bit of a shield here as well. It's easy to miss. And Znow is dropping accuracy by quite a lot. I say a lot, but it's like 0.1% lower than his usual average. It's just he is doing a lot better than what we see in the early parts of the map. And here comes a dubstep session. Again, very weird in terms of releases as well. And this is the part that can trip a lot of players. And let's get some grace patterns left and right after. And he is holding on. There goes, still FCing in this part. And we're gonna see the B channel rating here. Thanks for everyone being here, which I do believe players who are watching probably just turning on 2 channels in the same time. But yeah, welcome. We are on a very close match so far. Znow won the first 2 points, but now imyeeyee has been winning out the other 2 picks, and he is kind of gaming since the first 2 picks. Probably warm up since then, going on technical 3, the Grace pick, and it's not really making anyone find a miss at all at some of the weirder patterns. After all, imyeeyee being an FC player, and he is still not only just FCing with bad act, which usually we call them to be, and he is FCing with a decently high act this time. Won't say it's like the best act in the entire world because he still drops 200s left and right, but still a very strong score from him. 3-2 in favor of imyeeyee. It's now Znow's pick, and disclaimer, I think imyeeyee is side reading every single map. Unless the map that he has done before, which possibly coordination to tactical 1, and now we're gonna be seeing Znow, of course, going for a density 3 pick instantly. Knowing a density player flopped on density 2 because of the double misses, but he's not gonna be afraid and going for density 3 again. Is this the original? Yes, this is a custom song for the tournament, and it is done, composed by Silas and sung by Evil Winter. And knowing that, you see that how much knowledge he has in the pool. He does not know there is an official custom song over here. And this is the 190 BPM start pick, and like I mentioned, the first 20 seconds is probably hardest to act because some players just could not place no part, and then we will be changing to 210 BPM, and oh my god. Alright, we're gonna get an abort. Yeah, I don't think Znow is gonna let that apart. Yeah, okay. Znow missing on the first notes, and of course we're gonna get an abort. Yep, that will be his only time able to abort in this match though. So, we're gonna be having our Night of the Reborn Panelio for the 2nd time. Sometimes mistakes like that just happens, and then players will also abort. Hopefully no more miss on the 190 BPM sessions again. Like I mentioned, this part is just annoying to play for a lot of players. For some reason, they just could not act this part. Like you saw, imyeeyee already dropping 3 200 in this part, and Znow dropped 1 200. No one just like to play this slow part. Yeah, everyone is so hard to act for everyone. Because there's just nothing for people players to get the music off, and he has been destroying players' accuracy left and right, and the actual map has started and people's accuracy will actually be rising from this point onwards, especially imyeeee's accuracy, who is kind of starting every single map, but you know, these density picks, these strict form maps, they have no trouble on. Is actually maybe rising to a 99.88 if this goes on. We can see his rainbow 300s is going fair, ratio is going up very high now, and Znow is trying to catch up on the 99.67, but he needs a miss from imyeeyee. And of course, once the density goes down, we will see 200s being dropped from imyeeyee instantly. Normally a player that is known for low density sessions. Now a bit of a shield transition here, and a rolling stairs pattern. No misses from anyone of them, and of course, these two players, we know that they are very high in terms of mechanics. Not missing in these of like round 16 stage picks still yet. But of course, some mistakes could have happened, and we are going to be staying here for at least 200,000 more points, and I would say after around reaching 970, that's where the map kind of dies down, and the map has basically solidified the win. And I think imyeeyee is going to be the one staying FC and solidify the win, the hardest part of the map. And there it goes. We have reached the 970 mark, and that is the map done. And that is going to be it. imyeeyee achieving the 4th point, seemingly unstoppable since the first 2-point loss. The beast has woken up and he is here to win. Despite only one FC on everything. Not one FC, one, despite probably one play count on the entire pool. But he's not stopping. He is still going to be rolling the picks. It's just roll 4, roll 4, roll 4. It's gonna be wild card 2 raindrop. And yeah, this is the shield physicality check. It does require lots of fast coordination requirements as well, so that's why it's in the wildcard slot, not in the technical or regular coordination slot. And of course the BPM being not extremely high, and that means it's not going to be density slot as well. There will be 2 combo mark that I saw in this map. It's kind of gets harder in terms of intensity, which is a 1500 mark and the 2000 mark, where the map gets a lot harder in that case. So it's a bit of a spiky map rather than your consistent map for the entire way. And anyway, in the same time, we do see the other match. We actually have 3 matches going on, and the third Korean, which is Young Hong, is once again gonna be forfeiting the match, and Astra will be moving on to the next stage of the loser brackets. Anyway, back to our match right here. We're gonna get a bit of mini, very heavy on shield jack session soon, but for now, it's not gonna be a main thing, and only 500 points in favor of imyeeyee. We'll see the intensity of the map that spikes up, and when it comes to shield and jacks, you just see it. Possibly 200 being dropped from imyeeyee. It's actually getting a lot closer now, And here comes the part where it's the shield requirements. This part, it's easy to find bricks as if player not used to it. We do see him 200s being dropped from both players on the diff spike. But the diff spike did not catch off any combo from players. And here it comes again. This is where another sessions it could be trippy to FC, and seemingly imyeeyee is going to be the one that holds on a better accuracy and has ease building back on. But he cannot miss on any of these shields and mini jacks. He does drop on one single 200. We do see the lead flip towards Znow for a tight second here. And it's Znow's tournament live. He needs imyeeyee to drop more, and it's down to the same accuracy. But I do believe imyeeyee is winning by like 0.3. It's gonna be 5 points in favor of Znow. Oh my lord, what happened? The clients jukes us the entire time, saying that imyeeyee was winning by this shot for the entire map. But it's going to be 5 points in favor of Znow. He takes on the 3rd point. There's 2 more 200 being dropped from on his side, but the battle ratio just does the job barely. And he is still in the game, and it's going to be his picks as well. There's no more density pick left for him to choose though. The battle 200 count, it just wins the battle. There's one less 200 compared to imyeeyee, and battle ratio from imyeeyee loses. Unfortunately, not good enough. He is going to be asking for a timeout, as we will be having CO2 pick, TE2 pick, my apologies. It's going to be missing the MSG jokes once again. And technical 2, this is a shield this is an anchor with shield map. It's quite rigid. The flow has been quite rigid, and basically consistent stamina for 3 minutes. There's a bit of a break at around halfway point, slightly a bit after halfway point. But after that, the map just does not stop, and it leaves slightly bits of like stamina because of how long it is. But other than that, not exactly the highest in terms of stamina pick, because after all it's in technical slot. But there's a lot of anchor in this map, and he said he's gonna be eating apple. The guy's just so chill, seemingly so chill about everything that he plays. I imagine when we went to TB though, we're gonna be seeing the guy straight up ready, don't care, and possibly gonna be FCing the map again. He has been FCing every single map so far, knowing being the FC player. Also not really that low in terms of accuracy. If he's low in terms of accuracy, he will not be securing some of these picks or in the lead right now. And Znow finally breaking a bit of a momentum from imyeeyee. imyeeyee has been just non-stop winning every single pick since out the second map. There's 5 points difference does put a stop, but oh my god, it does give Znow a bit of a nerf. And there it goes. He is back. Znow is here to win it. Exit the lobby, probably adjust a bit to the map before they started to play the actual map in this match. We are on to the pick. And not the best start from Znow. Drop a bit of a 200, a lot of accuracy dip at the start of the map. Possibly a final map of the match. At least a final pickable of the match. Now, early part is not too difficult about with the shield. The map does spice up a lot in the second half, and honestly the second half is a lot harder than the actual map. The rest of the map, the first part of the map. The first part of the map is basically get as high accuracy as possible. Not high in terms of intensity. It's still truckable, but you can see some of these release here. Not exactly the hardest yet. But now, both players are still really close, but imyeeyee is winning by 0.07 for now. Nothing is going to be as close as the last map. The last map is probably going to be the closest we saw for the entire tournament. I don't think we have even seen like another single-digit point battle. Probably just one before it happened, but other than that, I don't think we have seen more than less than 5. I know we have a 60 yesterday, but I don't think I've ever seen a 5. And there we go. We are going to be into the break here. A bit of an inverse, but those inverse is not supposed to catch you off guard after the inverse though, and this is where the actual meat of the map starts after here. The intensity of the map spikes up, and this is where the part that could easily trips up player. And here it comes. I'm gonna get more anchors. Shoot focus anchors in this slot. And imyeeyee is holding on a 99.72. Actually building accuracy on the intense part. He does drop a 200 though, but Znow needs to catch up, and he is gonna be dropping a 200 on his part as well. It might be over for him. We still have the last 10% of the map left. Seemingly these Korean beasts is not going to be dropping any combo soon. And despite he side read and rolled the picks in this map, the beast is still here. There is a reason the guy is the 3rd player in Mania World Cup Grand Finals. Even though I said it's a 3rd player does not mean he's weak. He is strong and he is still a beast. Very high consistency player, and he is here to win it. 5 point has been secured for imyeeyee. Very good performance from Znow, 988, but unfortunately he just up against a player who I would say his seed does not really show his actual skill. And we also won't be seeing a tiebreaker. And what a damn good game on the final MSG pickable map of the pool. And imyeeyee will be moving on forward to the brackets, and it was such a close match. And unfortunately, Znow will be exit out, and he will be eliminated from the tournament. And after this has finished it, I do believe imyeeyee will be moving on forward against Lalito tomorrow. Lalito 898, and knowing this player, how strong this player is, he might be not stopping here from soon. And we can see if imyeeyee is definitely focused up and stop dropping a lot of funny 99.22 at the start of the match, he could be possibly a very strong force to reckon with. It will be the first higher seed that he closed out with, and against Lalito he might also be another second player he's going to be close up with. And of course waiting for them has the Thai player Machalate. And that's going to be end of the 2 UTC block here. This is the final match that is around. We still have the 3 UTC and 4 UTC upcoming soon. And 3 UTC will be Yuchi versus Plana. So it's gonna be an upper brackets battle, and Miyushi, one of the best players throughout the entire tournament, and of course he is here to show up some extremely good scores. And after that, we do have Nepagine versus Stereotype, which for some reason wasn't shown here. So Nepagine, another one of the best players in the entire world, and gonna be going up against Stereotype, also a very known player and a very high ratio player for UTC. So we still have 2 more upper bracket match upcoming, so do not go anywhere. We'll be back here at 15 minutes later at twitch.tv/OMLN4 Live. We guys enjoy this match. Such a close match, and what a wonderful match. I'll let everyone watch. We see you in 15 minutes.